she's the biggest draw.
It is undeniable that Caitlin Clark is the engine.
Caitlin Clark effect. There has been so much of an influx in attendance, in jersey sales, and viewership, all the things.
That's about star power, narrative, and likability.
Caitlin Clark comes into the WNBA, goes through college. She has panache. She has style.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Just in, the latest TV ratings. And once again, Caitlin Clark is rewriting the record books. Like clockwork, she's pulling in numbers the league's never seen. And it's becoming harder and harder for the WNBA or Angel Reese to pretend otherwise. And what was that tweet that Reese fired off after hearing all about this?
2.2 million average viewers
tuned in to watch Caitlin Clark and the Fever take on the Liberty.
Peaking at 3.2 million viewers is crazy for the WNBA, even for the Fever.
Became the 6th most watched WNBA regular season or playoff game.
While some folks behind the scenes are scrambling to brush her impact under the rug, the numbers don't lie. Clark is racking up record viewership like it's just part of her warm-up routine. And when she's out of action, the league doesn't just take a dip, it nosedives.
It is the highest peak of any game. It is the second highest viewership. Caitlin Clark has picked up an injury after breaking records with both her games on like proper national TV. That would be absolutely ideal. If Caitlin shows up, there's going to be records.
We're talking echoing silence in the stands, tanking ticket sales, and a league-wide panic attack.
It's more statistical proof, data, to confirm exactly what we've been saying, that Caitlin Clark is driving this whole ship. Clark is such an overwhelming draw that ticket prices have fallen more than 300% in less than 2 days.
So someone explain why the WNBA keeps letting this woman get bumped, bruised, and bullied, while she's literally saving their season. If you're riding the Caitlin Clark wave, drop a CC record breaker in the comments, and let's shine some light on what they don't want you to know. Let's go. Let's break down the numbers the WNBA is hoping you ignore. Just days ago, Caitlin Clark's face-off with the New York Liberty brought in a massive 2.22 million average viewers on CBS, peaking at a ridiculous 3.2 million.
WNBA game between the Fever and the Liberty, peaking at 3.2 million viewers. And again, second most viewed game on CBS. This is a crazy situation.
That's not solid. That's historic. Second highest game ever on CBS. Sixth highest in regular or postseason viewership since 2001. All from someone who's still in the early stages of her pro career. She's not just making history, she's casually dunking on it.
Caitlin Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP. She is the main draw.
She wasn't the one who was full sprinting down the court.
And here's the kicker. The same Fever versus Liberty game last year pulled in 1.86 million, with a peak at 2.64 million. Even back then, Clark drew attention. But this year, a 500,000 viewer boost. All thanks to Clark's unstoppable rise.
Liberty versus the Fever last year on CBS did 1.86 million viewers year over year. Same matchup, same time slot, same network. We saw an increase of around 400,000 viewers on the average and an increase of around 600,000 viewers on the peak. If I'm the WNBA, that's a win.
But let's talk contrasts, shall we? The Liberty versus Aces season opener, stacked with league royalty like Asia Wilson and Brianna Stewart, managed just 1.3 million viewers. Not bad, but nowhere close. A few days later, Caitlin hit the court, and boom, another million viewers. Angel Reese must have been somewhere side-eyeing the screen like, but what about my double-double?
The Caitlin Clark effect has been a net positive for the WNBA and all of its teams. Clark entered the season as a betting favorite to win the 2025 WNBA MVP. She was the lead.
Caitlin doesn't need drama, doesn't need staged rivalries or cryptic tweets. She just needs a basketball. She's the headline, the needle mover, the walking ratings boost. And she does it on every platform from CBS to Amazon Prime.
Some of Caitlin Clark's games have been on Prime this year. Some of them have been on NBA TV and others have been on CBS and ABC. No matter what, if Caitlin shows up, there's going to be records.
And yet, we still hear complaints about Indiana getting too much coverage. Here's a wild idea. Maybe the team drawing millions of eyeballs actually deserves the spotlight. Imagine that. If Reese wants more airtime, maybe she should try doing more than just mean mugging after missed layups. But what happens when Clark isn't in the lineup? That's where the numbers get dark. And I mean, we might need a flashlight dark. The second her injury was announced, the whole league felt the shockwave.
Caitlin Clark will miss at least the next 2 weeks with a left quad strain. The Fever are currently 2-2 on the year. Clark has started all 4 games so far and is averaging 19 points, 9.3 assists, and 6 boards per game. The Fever said more updates will be provided after doctors reevaluate her.
Case in point, Fever versus Mystics was bumped up to the 14,000-seat CFG Bank Arena because ticket demand was booming. But when Clark was ruled out, prices fell harder than Reese's jump shot. Tickets dropped from $41 to $22, nearly half. And even then, the scalpers couldn't give them away.
And I'm already seeing people saying, I'm taking a break. I'm already seeing people say, I'll be back in a little bit. These numbers are going to go down. The owners are going to walk into those negotiation rooms feeling themselves. Shout out to Beyonce. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my... Again, they're lucky this is only a rumored 2 to 4 weeks. Because if the news was the season, people would tune out 100%.
And then came the real embarrassment. Fever versus Sky, June 7th, United Center. A massive 21,000-seat arena. With Clark healthy, tickets were selling for $86. Once news broke she'd sit out, prices plunged to $25, a 71% collapse. That's not just a dip. That's an Angel Reese stat line when the lights are bright kind of drop.
There is one thing, no doubt, that's about to happen. The WNBA teams that move their games, this is about to be catastrophic for them. And it's kind of funny.
And yes, even Clark's own Fever weren't immune. Resale prices for the next 5 games, including 2 at home, tanked from $137 to $80 after her injury. The difference? Clark's presence, or lack thereof.
Will this be the wake-up call the WNBA needs? Caitlin Clark is out for at least 2 weeks. Now, we are going to see what you guys, not just the Indiana Fever, we're going to see what type of numbers this league can churn over without her.
The moral of the story? When Caitlin Clark plays, the league shines. When she sits, the league scrambles. And while Reese is out here curating her TikTok highlights, Clark's just out here changing the game. For real. While Angel Reese fires off cryptic tweets saying great things such as these records will come to her too, Clark is already breaking them.
The tickets had fell 71%. They've dropped off. I mean, I thought 71% was dropping off a map. The WNBA, these games, they're on national TV and some of these large road buildings. How bad it's going to look on TV with all of these empty seats they've moved to. That Caitlin Clark is injured. Oh, the ticket prices for the Fever and Sky game just plummeted to Hades.
Fans aren't just watching Caitlin Clark, they're rearranging their lives for her. We're talking full-on, multi-$1,000 vacations booked just to catch a glimpse of her magic on the court. One family reportedly spent over $3,000. Flights, hotel, game tickets, snacks, the whole 9 yards, only to cancel the entire trip once news broke that Caitlin wouldn't be playing. They didn't resell the tickets. They gave them away and moved their trip to August, holding out hope she'd be healthy by then. Why? Because they weren't there for the Fever. They were there for Caitlin Clark, the only show in town.
Clark is such an overwhelming draw that ticket prices have fallen more than 300% in less than 2 days.
And the league knows this. You could almost hear the panic in the WNBA's marketing department when Clark was ruled out. Suddenly, like clockwork, they started pushing last-minute ticket ads for the exact games she wasn't going to play. Strange coincidence, right? Because they're not doing that for the Phoenix Mercury. They're not scrambling for the Seattle Storm. They're not begging fans to show up for Angel Reese and her 6 missed layups.
WNBA is panicking because so many people are selling. People are walking away. Oh, snap. People are disappearing.
The impact of Caitlin Clark on the WNBA being very close to $1 billion this year. Caitlin Clark's landing some massive television ratings.
It's like a mini Wall Street collapse every time she's not in the lineup. Fans dump tickets like they're holding onto Enron stock in 2001. Prices nosedive. Once packed arenas become echo chambers. The same seats people were fighting over days earlier suddenly can't be given away. That isn't fandom. That's an economy. Caitlin Clark is the stock market, and when she's benched, the market crashes.
It is a mad situation just all around when it comes to Caitlin Clark, because it's very clear that she is way stronger.
Caitlin has always been an underrated athlete. She's the fastest player in the league to me with the ball in her hands, and she was the best guard finishing around the rim last year. She shot a bunch of it, and it's been the whole preseason where it looks to me like on her deepest shots, she is just getting them off like they're nothing, like they're routine, because nobody else is shooting from this distance regularly, and she's doing it with a flick of the wrist.
So why, in the name of logic, does the WNBA keep letting their biggest asset get brutalized like she's a tackling dummy in a contact sport? They're fine using her face to sell jerseys, pack stadiums, and land primetime TV spots. But the second she's thrown to the floor with no call, crickets. When she's hacked going to the rim, silence. The league vanishes like Angel Reese's efficiency in the fourth quarter. That's not negligence. That's cashing checks with one hand and turning your back with the other.
Caitlin Clark is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
She is the main draw. She is the needle mover.
And she was the MVP.
She wasn't the one who was full sprinting down the court.
Now let's get to the part no one wants to say out loud, but everyone sees. While Caitlin Clark is rewriting the record books and dragging the WNBA into the mainstream, she's being low-key sabotaged. Not ignored. Targeted. It's a silent war. A battle waged in the media, on social media, and sadly, even on the court. Fueled by envy, insecurity, and double standards, all aimed at making the one player who's keeping the lights on feel like a problem. Christine Brennan, a respected voice in women's sports, dared to question a violent eye poke delivered by Dejanay Carrington. No hot take, no exaggeration, just concern for a player getting mauled. And she got shredded for it. The online mob came for her like she'd kicked a puppy. Her crime? Defending Caitlin Clark. And what did the WNBA do? Absolutely nothing. Not even a, we're looking into it. They watched one of their own get publicly dragged and didn't lift a finger.
When you went and kind of swatted at Caitlin, did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
Because let's face it, standing up for Caitlin Clark doesn't fit their storyline. She's not flashy. She's not the influencer type. She's not out here dropping cryptic Instagram captions after a 5 for 18 shooting night like some players who shall remain Reese-less. No, Caitlin's game is pure. It's precise. It's the kind of basketball people want their kids to watch. And that makes her a threat to a league that's more focused on narrative than results.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers. We're talking about a preseason game against the Brazil national team drawing 1.2 million views.
Let's talk security, or lack thereof. Last year, Caitlin Clark faced a credible death threat from a stalker. Let that sink in. And what did the WNBA do to address it? Pretty much nothing. No public statement, no protective measures announced, no league-wide support. Now she has to travel with her own private security team. Imagine if this had happened to another player, say one of the league's favored faces. You know there would have been press conferences, league memos, and hashtag campaigns. But Caitlin? Crickets.
Caitlin Clark is becoming the best player, not because she's white, because she's that good. She's having Larry Bird impact. She's been the driving force of the hottest team in the entire league.
This isn't ignorance, it's hypocrisy on full display. The WNBA shouts about fairness, equality, and visibility, yet the one woman bringing millions of eyes to the league is the same one they consistently ignore when she's knocked down, literally and metaphorically. Meanwhile, you've got Angel Reese, parading around as if she's the face of the WNBA, when her stat line looks like a roller coaster stuck at the bottom of the hill. All flash, no finish. She talks big, posts bigger, and plays, well, let's just say Clark's game speaks louder without needing subtitles. Reese is all about branding, Clark is all about buckets.
So like, it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of like just moving on has been something I've tried to give myself a little bit of grace.
Then there's the officiating. In that record-breaking Liberty game, 3.24 million viewers, by the way, Caitlin got roughed up like it was open gym at a prison yard. Elbows, shoves, blatant hacks, all ignored. And then the cherry on top, a phantom foul call that flipped the game. The fans were outraged. The replay was damning. But the league? Still quiet. How is your most valuable player getting treated like a walk-on during scrimmage?
The craziest thing is for the WNBA, a game which peaked at 3.2 million viewers, to have 3.2 million viewers watch the worst refereeing performance of all time. Like, the WNBA should at least get some full-time referees.
And don't get me started on the league's marketing whiplash. When she's healthy, they milk every second of her presence. She's on the posters, the promos, the merchandise. But the second she's injured, poof, gone from the narrative. Until ticket sales crater, then it's buy now, as if her ghost might show up for a layup. It's embarrassing. Here's the real story. Caitlin Clark is the reason the WNBA hasn't flatlined. She's the media buzz, the TV deal sweetener, the spark that got dads, kids, and casual fans actually caring about women's basketball. And instead of protecting that movement, the league is acting like it's allergic to success.
The league is still resentful of her, it's still jealous of her, and it's still trying to put her in her place and give her nothing, make her earn something that she already earned last year when she put this league on the national map. For the first time ever, it was really, really and truly on the national map.
If the WNBA had any sense, they'd be building around her, promoting her, protecting her. Instead, they're letting players take cheap shots while others cry about airtime they haven't earned. The jealousy is so thick, you can cut it with a crossover.
Caitlin Clark is Indiana Fever's leading scorer at over 19 points a game.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Caitlin Clark is undeniably the offensive engine.
Because she's that awesome person and she has like a lot of aura, so like...
Cannot deny the impact that she's made on this sport.
Clark's not just putting up points. She's exposing the system, a system that cashes in on her name while doing absolutely nothing to support her. When she plays, records fall. When she's gone, so are the fans. The WNBA needs to stop pretending she's replaceable. She's not. She's the one holding the league together with nothing but talent, grit, and a smile that's still there even after a dozen missed calls. So ask yourself, how much longer can a league ride the wave without giving credit to the surfer? If you're sick of the hate, the bias, and the fake love, drop a CC record breaker in the comments. Make it known. Caitlin Clark carried the WNBA into the national spotlight. Now it's time the league carries her with the respect she's earned. And Angel Reese, it's time to leave her in the dust. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.